are live. Good day, gentlemen. I think that was week 7 in the books, right? Yeah, we're on to week 8. This is crazy. It's crazy how many teams are 5-2, and that Giles somehow not one of them. His team he's gotten better and better. Who's first in points against them? Me and Logan are different by 1 point, 798 to 799. Giles got more. Joey has probably the most. No, Austin has the most, 870. I guess my week this week is going to inflate those. Had a lot of points for no reason, but it's okay. I did win a lot of money on that Lions game. I was having what was not a good gambling week on Sunday. Just read everything the wrong way. Nothing was working. I think the last I updated you guys, I was at like 250. The next week I got to like 500. The week after that, I got to 1,000. And then I went back down. And then going into Monday night, I dug deep. And then I finished at 1833. So your boy got back on it. Thank God, Rashad White, Nico Collins pooped the bed, and Nick Chubb. I went heavily against them. And pro Amon-Ra, pro Gibbs. Sometimes I want to feel extra pain, so I bet on my players. I pulled out $1,000 paying a hospital bill for Zeke. Like, we could afford it, but I'm mad at the hospital. And on principle, I did not want to pay it up front. So I was like, I'll just do monthly forever. Somebody just texted, hey, Fantasy Boy, any chance Breece Hall can get traded so he actually gets used? I hope so. That'd be fun. That's where I'm at gambling-wise. I've realized that you can't gamble from a point of, like, it kind of contradicts paying a hospital bill, but that was not why I gambled. I purely gamble for love of the game. There's no, like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn 200 into 1,800. No. Michael Jordan would have played ball for free. I'm not saying I'm the Michael Jordan, but I am the Brian Scalabrine, the Red Mamba, the GOAT. I'm doing well in our league. By contrast, I am 1-5 in Ashley's family league. This is a rambly intro, but forgive me. I'm frustrated, as I imagine a lot of us have some home leagues that are not doing too well. Home redraft leagues, I had like CD, Kittle, Hampton, Igbuka has gotten hurt. And I drafted everybody wrong. In my home family league, the same kind of story, but I got like 3 wins there, so I'm like in 7th. I'm dead last right now. I'm 2 games out of moving up. My wife, in contrast, is in first place, but her games always do come down to Monday night to give her some defense before I trash her here. You would think her team has never won a game. She's second highest scorer. She's balling every week. She's got CMC, JJ, Kraft, JSN, Baker, and every week she's like, my team sucks. These people are failures, which I think she's motivating them, in all honesty. She needed like 10 points from JSN. She's like, no chance. And I was like, you're one of us, because I do that every time I need a point. I'm like, you'll get 0. So I've come to respect it. But I'm proud of her for being in first. And I'm not proud of me. And if you lose this league, you have to do that 1 chip challenge. And I won the chip last year. So really embarrassing that, one guy has 2 wins. So I need him to lose. And I need to win. I also have the lowest points in the league, which is depressing. But I digress before Guile gets all catty. Hey, terrible podcast. Perfect Guile impression, I want to say. Middle of iced coffee. Shout out Nespresso. We're waiting on a sponsor for the pod, Dan. If Maine would like to sponsor, I would happily give a shout out every week. Quick recap of week 8. There was some close ones. Joey and Dan, Actually, let me get the Sam and Josh out of the way. Sammy put up. I know he knows this, so I don't want to like belabor the point, but like this guy had Jonathan Taylor. Who else he's traded away? Then he had Judkins, who had 20. Like he's had a legitimate team, multiple points that he has stripped to the bone. But hey, it was gonna have to happen at some point. Josh is what Josh is. He knows it. Mahomes, he's good again. Me and Austin, those Taylor points were spooking me for a minute. But all was well. Then the other three games were like close at points. Joey and Dan were close. Sending a text message. Joey and Dan were close. Dan pulled away. Joey pulled back. Guile and Cam was close a lot of the time. Like theirs went back and forth. JSN scoring 22 will help, but 28 for Smith. I did not realize he did that good. Scattaboo, so good. Hey Cam, would you accept a first and a second for Cam Scattaboo? Thanks, Josh. Josh has also traded away quite a few players who are good for not that much return. Jalen Warren looks legit. Tyler Warren looks legit. Are there any other Warrens that Cam could acquire? I think that would be fun. I can't think of another one, though. Any bench player? Travis Hunter might have broken out. We don't know. It was all in the second half. I think it's 0 yards in the first half. But I'm excited to see that. I have him in one league. I was trying to, like I'm a contender in that league. I'm in the league with Guile. And I, offered him for Kittle. And then somebody offered me, Dalton Schultz before this week for him. They're like, that feels even. And maybe I'm out of touch, but that does not feel even. And then the late surpriser was Lanza versus Logan. Logan eats his first L. 40 points from Bo Nix. And he had, no points going into, the third quarter or something. Chase, Adams, and Stafford. To lose with Adams and Stafford stack is wild. And McCaffrey. Logan's team is scary because, he really only had 3 players do anything. Nobody else got 10 points. And he still put up 120. Saquon and Kyra are not going to do that all year. Neither is Drake London. Bucky's coming back maybe someday. And Nico. But Lanza pulled it out. Mooney was okay. Pittman was solid. Jamar Chase is so good. Charbonnet was 12 for 49 and 2 touchdowns. Those are my least favorite games to go against, where it's they did not have a good game, but they got 2 touchdowns. All right, that's week 8 in the books, folks. As we stand now, we're still 6 weeks out of the playoffs, I think. After week 8 will be 6, so 7 weeks. Logan and I would have the bye, if I'm correct. And then Daniel and Sam would play, and Lanza and Guile would play as things stand. I still think Cam's going to sneak up. Maybe Sam sneaks back. It'd be funny if Sam won it all this year. I am being honest. I am rooting for that outside of myself. It'd be funny. Okay, let's move on to week 8. Me and Lanza. I'm just going with what's at the top of my screen. I am still haunted by losing to Lanza 2 years ago because Bijan was not on the injury report and they did not play him, which is famously why I despise Arthur Smith. And if I had played Jahmyr Gibbs that week, I would have won. I would have had the bye week. I wouldn't have had to play Sam in week 1. I would have won the championship. I did follow that through. So, yeah, this is bringing up some raw emotion for me. He's got the Bo Nix versus Dallas, which should explode. But, yeah, I'm projected to win. I feel like that hasn't really meant anything versus Lanza. He's always projected 100, and he's getting 70 or 130. So, we'll see which week that is. We got Joey versus Josh, the battle of the 9th and 10th place teams. This is exciting. They're projected. Joey's in 9th. He's projected more points than Josh with 2 players on bye. My goodness, Josh. That is a bad team. You can't blame him, though, when you've got Bub Means on IR. How can your team be good without Bub? Forgot he's a player. Austin versus Sam. Battle of the 6 and 7 seeds. We have some closer. Me and Lance are 2 and 4. Joey and Josh 9 and 10. Austin and Sam 6 and 7. 6-7. My daughter came home saying that the other day, and I got irate. I don't know what it means. For those of you who don't have kids in middle school, and if you're on the internet, I feel like you know it now, but they're like 6-7. So mad. Why don't we just read books, you know? Austin and Sam, 2 teams that had Jonathan Taylor, who no longer have him. My, how things have moved. Austin got his own first back. He's got Mason Taylor, Alec Iamaner on his taxi. Those are interesting people. Ricky Pearsall, an empty bench spot that he could go fill. Yeah. Not a consequential game, but like if Sam loses this, and Cam's got Logan this week, so harder to win that game, but very doable. Cam could move up a slot, I believe. And then Dan versus Guile. This game is a lot closer now that Guile has Jonathan Taylor versus Tennessee. He did play them once already, and he scored 31 points. I don't want to play that. I wouldn't want to go up against him this week. Stevenson against Cleveland. That might average you out, honestly. Stevenson doesn't look like he's good at football against Cleveland, who makes everybody look bad at football. Anything interesting in this game? He's got Golden and Kraft versus the Steelers and Jordan Love Sunday night. So that'll be exciting to see how that swings things. Dan's got 3 players on Thursday night. Rashee Rice is so back. He's so back. I don't think I have any Rashee anywhere. I do remember every once in a while that I had QJ, who Daniel now has. But in the preseason, I remember exactly where I was. My parents rented out this beach condo. We were there. And Daniel's like, I want QJ. And he was like, Mike Evans. And I was like, pfft. And he's like, and Rashee Rice. He could be Mahomes' wide receiver 1. And I was like, this idiot is trying to play me for a fool. He was right. I should have done that. But, que sera. And now we've got Cam and Logan. Anything interesting in this one? Is Lamar back? Did he practice today? I clicked recent news, and it says Justice Hill's role expected to decline with Lamar's return. Don't think that's helpful. Dobbins has Dallas. That's a good matchup. Drake London against Miami. It's crazy that it's a bad matchup because teams blow them out so bad that they don't need to throw on them. Like, they're not good at defense. They're just so bad at stopping the run. Teams are like, why would we throw it? Jaylen Warren against Green Bay. I think he'll actually have a good game. Scatterboo against Philly. Philly against the Giants. Is this a game that'll wrap up? This wraps up Sunday at almost completely Sunday at 4, except for Jaylen Warren. I love a good Sunday wrap up. You can enjoy Monday Night Football without stressing. It's nice. I think Lanza and I don't have. Oh no, Lanza has Krosky on Monday. I wonder. I'm excited for trades this year. I get excited every year. I get let down every year. I'm hoping for a Breece Hall. Jacoby Myers would be interesting. I'd like him in Pittsburgh from a real football fan standpoint. No, I'm excited. We're at week 8. It's crazy that we're moving quickly through the season, but I feel like we're getting to the point where, like, those of us in contention are like, bring the playoffs on, and those of us not in contention are like, bring on that rookie draft. So I look forward to it. I care for all of you deeply. I hope you win your other leagues this week. Good day.